if you're hiring based on big pictures and the people that are on your account aren't in the room, you're literally going to hire the wrong team.
Because that makes sense, because you want to know what have you actually done, not what you can do.
People can get so burnt on their perspective on recruitment agencies because you have one that's just that sleazy vibe. People are not going through them ever again.
Be honest with how much you have to spend.
And pay your agencies.
On time.
Please do.
On time. What is sleazy? Do you want a job?
No, sorry.
Hi, I'm Sarah, host on Digital Cheesecake. If you are liking what you're hearing at the moment, click subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you can find us, and see you next time.
Welcome back, guys, to another Digital Cheesecake podcast. We've got myself, Jack, Sarah, and Ellie. And if you're tuning in for the
Barry.
first time, and Barry, but
And
Barry's
Barry,
sleeping on the sofa over there.
She's a tired bunny.
Barry's a little dog, not an old man.
And it's a she. Don't be
That is a
she.
she, because we mix it up.
It's Welsh.
It is Welsh
It's
for-
Little Spear
Little spear in
All right,
Gaelic.
guys.
in
Yes.
Gaelic. Yeah.
She's
So,
sharp.
anyone who's tuning in for the first time, please click that like and follow button on YouTube, Twitter, and everything else that's going on.
We don't even have
Love
to
that.
We
Twitter.
don't even have
but
Twitter, but if there is one. So yeah, today, guys, we're talking about how to choose the right agencies. So we're both
Yes.
That's it, Kinsman Co. Wrap it up.
Kinsman,
Blue Digital.
Kinsman Blue,
Recruitment.
marketing agency, recruitment agency.
Just
So what-
kidding. Don't
The end.
don't stop listening just because you heard that. We'll
and what
give
do you think,
honest
guys,
feedback.
about choosing the right agencies?
Well, what are you talking about? Digital or
I
recruitment
think that's
or
in general. I
Let's-
think it applies for both.
Yeah, it would apply for both,
Yeah.
for sure. So if we talk about it in more kind of generic terms, but we can definitely talk about it more in digital agency, because I think
Yeah.
especially at the start of the year, everyone's talking about it. I think on literally during Christmas, everyone was basically saying, what about this agency? Has anyone used this agency in our community group?
Yeah.
So that is a big thing. And I think a lot of people want to sense check percentages. So I don't know if we should start there necessarily, but
percentages on fees?
yes.
But no, I don't think many people are talking about that. That's like a secondary conversation, isn't it? It's just about trying to
Yeah.
get the best agency at
the
the
best
moment.
No.
agency, yeah.
Because that time of the year, isn't it? Whether you're just changing performance agencies or marketing agencies.
I always find that there's a lot of people getting into new roles and they've never, you might be getting to a senior role. I had a head of marketing recently and they don't know how to even start the process. So most people,
Yes.
you can tell when someone comes and they've just Googled a ton of digital marketing agencies and they're just filling out contact forms.
Oh, gosh,
And then you've got someone who's really senior that knows people in the industry and they've just known the agencies and that's it, the ones they've worked with. So this is side to us having an agency. I just know the ones that I love that are good. And then but it also changes when new management and stuff comes in. So to the point of that, it was like, where do you start? I think with looking, even for recruitment,
Yeah.
people are doing a lot of Google search, yes, or ChatGPT,
Yeah.
all that jazz, but then getting your list straight away and then asking around, have people worked with obviously these groups. But sometimes it also can be speed. Some people are just I think that's the thing when everyone starts the research and then agencies just don't come back to them.
Yeah,
A lot of them are
yeah.
saying, no, we don't want to do it because of that size.
Yes, exactly. I think
yeah.
referrals is probably one of the best ways now, especially for recruitment agencies. It's who you know, who's a good agency. And that is where people are starting off. I think that is the starting point, because you can look on Google and then, as you say, agencies don't come back, or actually the client isn't that serious about it because they're interviewing 10 different agencies. Who wants to even do that? I don't think anyone has time for that.
No, you want to have your pick. We've had
Yeah.
some great clients that have found us from Google, but you can kind of tell when
good.
there's a different, that's kind of one way. There's everyone advertising, because that's where sometimes the natural thing is you just chat GPT it and you say, who's the top digital agency in
Yeah.
London, whatever, because it's changing a lot.
It's like, who's the flavour of the week? I think the flavour just changes every quarter.
It does change.
It does change.
You can see it, can't you? Every quarter that everyone, the best ones, kind of changes each
But you
quarter.
don't, I've just seen, we've gone through so many pitch processes and you just see people come back after they're choosing agencies for the wrong reasons, which is it's got to be the people that you're dealing with day to day that are in the account, that you're going to be speaking to.
Yeah, true. What do you think some of the wrong reasons are then for people?
Well,
going for
this is
certain
always,
agencies?
I always feel like there's always an episode of me saying CMOs are this and
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
might need to be careful. But I would say that the senior stakeholders that decide, I get there's a reason they decide. But at the end of the day, the performance is based on your team, your heads of marketing, and your marketing managers dealing with them day to day.
So true.
So
That's a good
the
point.
biggest problem is that the senior stakeholders decide based on a pitch that aligns to their emotion at that time, whether that's AI they care about or whatever.
Yeah.
But realistically, who is your actual team going to work with day to day and survive and deliver the best work? If you're going to have really difficult agencies that are like, you can get ones that have attitude or they're frustrated or they're just like burnt out.
Yeah.
And you're dealing actually with only one manager versus like the actual entire team. I think that's like some people have asked, I want to see the team that are dealing with day to day and I want to go out for coffee with them or take them for drinks or something. That's where you get a CMO that's more like empathy and has dealt with like, and has just seen the best sides of like working relationships. Like I think when I was client side choosing one of the agencies, M6, it was purely the person and the team that I loved. Like they would, and I loved working with them. And now that person's moved to another agency and I'm going to that agency where they are.
Yes, and
because
that's
of those people.
Because I think, because we see it all the time where I think CMOs maybe or digital directors, they're dealing with these pitches, but they only want to deal with the owner of the agency or the leading person, the leading, the leading person.
I do get it.
But actually, they're not the people that are going to be working on your account. So why do you only want to have conversations with them? I think you need to kind of look out and, as you say, look at the actual team that are going to be.
You want to just see how
it.
the entire leadership team of the agency interacts with their juniors, I think. Like how that structure is. And if they bring the more junior people to the team and how that junior team interacts with the pitch process and whatever, except you can kind of get that humble experience.
And how they're going to actually work and what is their actual background and are they actually going to put the work into it? Like, do they have the skills within the team that you need for what you want to achieve?
I was speaking to someone yesterday who was basically saying that all the big network agencies are kind of like falling behind.
Oh, it's gotten so bad at the moment. I just know my friends that are working in big agencies and it's really tough. Like, well, there's just like there's a lot of people saying no to budgets. Like the budgets have changed everywhere. Agencies are saying no, so they're not winning it. But I know some that are all repitching for like IKEA and Boots and all this stuff at the moment. And it's just like, it sounds so ruthless. Like some of the teams that I know are just all working till 3 a.m. Like on these huge agencies.
Life,
they're all working. One of my good friends is an amazing agency. And she's just constantly around the clock, 2, 3 a.m.s working on these pitches. And the pitch is like a 6-month process for one of these big brands. Yeah. And I'm like, that is just like,
massive.
There's a really bad mentality inside agencies. People are trying to get out of the big ones at the moment because they're like killing the staff to win
and they're
these.
Spending so much money on trying to pitch as well for these, for clients. And I think as a client, if you were to flip it, I would say also that a good starting point is to actually ask the results of the agency. So give me some key examples of, maybe what teams you've hired, what clients you've worked with, how many people have you placed in that team. And then if you're talking about on the digital side, it's like, what are the actual results? So what, it starts.
We get that quite a bit. Like, I think that's a good process if people are thinking about it, is like, what ones have been good? Have like, everyone wants everything with speed at the moment just to get it signed off. That's why they ask in the WhatsApp chat. But I've also noticed by using AI a lot that I like forget to look at the detail of a brief. Like sometimes you're briefing people and we've seen the brief and been like, and they're like, oh, I didn't even realize I wrote that. So I think like obviously speed's an important thing, but asking like straight away for the portfolio, which has got the results in it, helps everyone. Yeah, like that's what we have to show straight away. And we just send it to people. That's all they want to see straight away. And then they want to have that call, which might be 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, because that makes sense, because you want to know what have you actually done, not what you can do, because anyone can say, this is what I can do, but this is also what I have done. Yeah. And then you can say, okay, well, maybe they haven't covered everything I need, but they have a majority of what I need, and actually I think they'll be okay on this element as well. So
I think referrals and naming the market is more powerful, because when was the last time a client asked to say, well, a new client said, can I speak to one of your existing clients?
I had someone ask me that, and I said,
happened in ages.
I had someone say, well, can I speak to your clients for you? And I was like, I haven't even signed a contract. That looks really, clients don't want to know that I'm working with another brand.
Exactly, yeah.
It was actually uncomfortable. I was like, it's only weird because what if you're a competitor and stuff?
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
So there's
like a reference, basically.
Yeah.
Reference.
So like
check.
a new client hasn't said to us, we want to give you this work. However, can we speak to one of your existing clients and just see if you guys are good.
We
or-
said
We've
yes
only
on
had
one or
that
two,
once.
but I
Yeah.
think that's a bit of a, I think, grey area just because clients get weird about it. It's not that we don't want to share.
Yeah,
It's awkward
because they
with
don't
the
want to
client.
share what you're working on because that's
what I mean.
Yeah, because it's a bit
This
awkward
whole
for them
world
as well.
where like you're not meant to talk about the other client to the other client,
Yeah,
but like they
yeah,
all
that makes
exist,
sense.
obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anyway, I think on other processes, so like portfolios straight away, people usually email and they're like, we have a lot of people that email and then never come back because they're just so they've emailed millions of agencies.
Yeah.
But like ask for the portfolio straight away.
Yeah.
It gives you all the stats, gives you all that kind of stuff.
Good,
And then
I
you
like
can
that.
have a call, you know.
Then also the agency might not even want to work with you. You can tell when it comes in on email.
It's all
that
about
they've just basically
relationship,
copy and
yeah.
paste it to every
I know.
agency.
Yeah, which you don't like. I don't
do
like
we as
that.
an agency want to work with somebody who's gone out to 10 agencies? I don't think so.
no. Oh, I mean,
Sounds bad though,
definitely
but
not.
I sometimes do that with other stuff, like an
Yeah.
events agency. I will do that when I'm like on behalf of someone else. We'll do the BCC.
But it kind of just
And
wastes
send it
everyone's
out.
time though, because
But I
that's
just,
why
like-
referrals are the best way.
Exactly.
And then once you start from that, then you can see how that works. And then if you need to go out to another agency, then you can start to get more referrals,
Agreed.
etc.
Yeah.
But I just think, if you got 10, I mean, in recruitment, it's like you wouldn't even bother because and also as a candidate, what candidate wants to be spoken to about one job by 10 agencies?
Nobody.
You're already putting them off
I feel
before
like
they've
people
even
can
walked
get
in the door.
so burnt on their perspective on recruitment agencies because like you have one that's just that sleazy vibe. People are like not going through them ever again.
But what constitutes as a sleazy?
What is
When I say
sleazy?
sleazy in my
Sleazy.
world, I mean
do
like
you want a job?
no, sorry, that's an Australian way of putting it. I mean more like they're just
Just
like
don't get
salesy
vibe.
and they're not
Like too
like
salesy.
Too
Sorry.
salesy,
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I say
Yeah.
we mean sleazy sales.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sleazy
and I've
sales,
had
okay,
one of those,
fine.
and I'm not going to mention the agency, but with you guys, it was just like get on a WhatsApp. Oh, if I can get someone to text me on WhatsApp and say, here's all the things. Like I had this painter this week, and he just did literally, here's
You
the
send him a
invoice,
list.
here's everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he just came back to me, and like all the other painters just wanted to call me and call
Yeah.
me and call me. I was like, mate, all of us are working through the day. Like I can't pick up your calls.
We like calls.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
We're
might
all
say,
about
oh no,
calls.
you guys do need to have those calls.
We need to
Yes.
have those calls. Yeah, we.
But
would need
people
to have
don't
those
want to
calls.
have calls these days. I'm telling you.
I think they do a little bit, but then the rest
Sorry,
of
not
it they
yours
can kind
in your
of
world, but
just do on email and whatever, and with
Yeah.
the kind of the team that's actually going to work on the project. So I think that's the other big thing is this having that Barry's by your feet.
I know she is.
you two stop canoodling under the table.
Having having
Oh,
clear
Barry.
yes Barry warming his feet up. So it's having the clear roles as well, because I think especially if we're talking about digital agency, when you're dealing with too many people from the client, that's going to be frustrating as well, I suppose, because you have too
we
many
have that.
people. Yeah, so too many.
You're going to be really careful
cooks.
because just too many
Yeah.
cooks.
Yeah,
and
which you
like
wanna
you've
minimise.
got to be really careful about how you say it
Yeah.
to them. That,
Yeah.
like, guys, just one person, if we can.
Yeah. So you like the one person thing. I think transparency is massive. In recruitment, it's essential. I think a big kind of bugbear for us is waiting for feedback for like 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden the client says, oh yeah, we've placed it. Okay, well, you didn't tell me you had other people in the process or you were working with another agency.
Yeah.
We can't be transparent with someone who isn't being transparent with us. I'm sure you would have the same thing.
That's like a speed thing, what Ellie said. So clients want us to be really quick. Which I think
which you will do.
The
Yeah.
people who are not usually the best, but you've got to be quicker at the moment in today's market. But
Yeah.
it's got to be reciprocated from the clients as well. They've
100%.
also got to
Yeah,
be quick.
we have this
100%.
thing. I mean, I'm really bad with it because Ruby and the team would know, but like I've set the worst expectation of being so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really lame.
Yeah.
But like everyone
have,
needs to
yeah.
respond to everything. And then
Yeah.
we get anxious when someone isn't responding as fast as we are.
100%, yeah.
But then someone I interviewed the other day for a role was like, I think bad clients are created by like essentially
Like what you
yourselves.
allow, what you allow.
What we
Really?
allow. And really, I had a chat with a client recently and was like, we're actually probably, I don't want to charge you more because I know the budget's X. Well, we've probably gone a little bit too far on the hours. Like we're meant to only do
Right.
10 hours or so.
Yeah.
But actually it should be like we're doing probably 40 hours a week.
Okay, that's a lot over, but yeah.
And having the chat, they were just kind of like, oh, really appreciate you having the chat with us.
Mm.
And I appreciate that you've gone above and beyond for like, I don't know how many weeks. But I think we were probably setting bad expectations of like, we will reply to everything within
Yeah.
every single second. And then we do it for
Yes.
every client. Everyone's just dying actually.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not,
makes sense.
we could get back to them maybe in 2 hours. It's not that urgent.
Yeah.
So I think, it's really important to have the speed, but also like the client was then like, that's so fair. We don't want to also then be taking the piss out of you guys as well. So I think if you've always got a client that's like respecting the boundaries,
Yes,
but
I think that's
they
good.
will keep pushing you until you tell them no. Like,
But we have to be quick because time kills deals and time kills processes.
yeah, for you,
so-
you're always telling me you've wasted that hire, Ellie, because you were too slow. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think in recruitment world,
That is true.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is tough because yeah, if you don't make that call on the weekend, maybe someone else will, or
Exactly.
it's very
Yeah.
I
much
always
like
say
that.
fire fast, hire slow. You think you should hire fast?
Oh, that's
Because,
No,
you know,
thorough and fast.
thorough. And
As long as we're doing
what's
a
the
good,
right way? I
as
mean,
long
that's
as we're
another
doing a good
episode, I
job.
they
think.
say
Yeah.
hire slow,
Because I feel like there's another
fire
episode
quick.
of like, there's so many different stages.
Yeah.
There's all these things that you should be doing correctly. Obviously, one thing I've always learned is just obviously meeting the person, and, like
Yeah.
the candidate in person.
Yes.
No, I think
We're
that's
talking
a
about recruitment,
non-negotiable.
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to see them in person.
Unless it's like a different country.
Yeah,
You're hiring because
and if the candidate doesn't want to go see you face to face, I wouldn't hire that person. They won't make the attempt. Like they won't attempt to come and see you face to face.
Oh yeah, if they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't need to do that or I don't want to,
That's
then that's
bad.
Yeah.
bad.
That's bad, 'cause
especially
you wanna
if they're
get a
gonna
vibe.
be- especially
Yeah.
if they're going to be in the office, then that would be strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I would
So-
assume it, yeah.
Back to hiring the right agency. We tried to record this once before and we stuffed this episode.
The red flag.
What were we saying? Red flags? Because there was
I think
some
it was red
funny
flags.
pieces in there that like an agency that says
Yeah, what are some of the red flags?
there's a 10-day turnaround, too slow. It's
Yeah.
got to be like I've had we don't say this. We say probably about 3-day turnaround on some of our campaigns. I have one that says 24 hours turnaround. And that we were
quick.
working with. And I was like, that's so quick to get a campaign live and maybe also like killing your team. So I do think it's really important to have like quick to say like, I don't want to sound like I'm slow, but just like 3 days gives you enough.
Yeah.
So like having really good turnaround times.
Okay, so
Meeting the
turnaround
junior
times.
team.
Yeah.
I think good agencies these days are shorting the notice periods and like termination clauses because
still find
everyone's
it's
too
3
I
nervous
think,
to
they're,
get
I, think they're, I
contracts.
think they're all 3 months
Yeah.
Oh God, no! 12
still. Yeah,
months.
3 months.
3
Not
months.
you guys, but in all big agencies, are 12 months.
What notice period?
Like, yeah, the big
sorry,
ones.
You mean to
The
move
contract
from a
that you
digital-
signed.
Oh,
the
right, got you.
contract.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you
yeah.
meant
Yeah, yeah,
candidate.
yeah.
I thought, oh god.
So like, we were having this with so many agencies now, like because we're part fractional in house with one brand, and it's about we've had to go from saying no way we're doing 12 months to 3 months. Most people are saying we can break the contract at 3. Because
Yeah.
everyone's moving agencies really quick.
really quickly
at the
yeah, that's
moment.
quite a lot, yeah.
Which I then think is the people are doing the wrong process of what they think is the right way to hire an agency these days. Because it's all about people and team and speed at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you're hiring based on big pitches and the people that are on your account aren't in the room, you're literally going to hire the wrong team.
And then what about transparency as well? So if you're a client, a red flag if the agency aren't able to be transparent about where the budget is, or everything's a bit
Already, if
hazy.
you get weird stuff like that, avoid. Do not go near that agency.
Yeah.
Or if your
Like-
point of contact keeps changing all the time.
Oh gosh, yeah, like every 2
But
months.
that's usually after you've appointed the agency, isn't it? You just want to stick with one person that you trust.
yeah.
And I've seen bad
Yeah.
ones I've appointed. I've seen a lot of like tough ones at the moment go with different brands and stuff after like 1 to 2 months. And it's the attitude of the agency that's the biggest problem.
Oh, interesting.
Entitlement.
So the agency will actually be entitled, but how? Just like
There's like a difference between like you either come from agency side and you know that you're the client's bitch. Sorry to say that.
Right.
But you do everything above and beyond and you're like really humble about it and you love being, just natural on the call. Then there's some that are like, we are the agency, we tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And I've
thought
had
it's
that
normally
with
the other way
lots.
around, because I thought it's normally
You
the
normally
client
should
bossing
be
you.
like, that's hard to get those natural people. When you find them, you're like, love those people. And you're
Yeah.
like, great, I get to work with grit people. And they might go have beers with you. And the agency's all about like
Yeah, like
connecting with
that.
them
Yeah.
and being honest about, oh, you know what, Ellie pushed us to, like, I remember having an agency who was like, oh, Ellie always gives us X, Y, and Z on a Friday. Like, and they'd always pay me out as a client, which I kind of liked. Like, it was that banter. Whereas the other ones are just like, you can see them laughing on the call. Like when you're having calls with them.
What,
What
laughing
does
is
that
they're
mean?
like
Like
not
laughing at
respecting
you?
you? You
Not
mean?
respecting clients, yeah.
Well, they're
And
not-
that's where
well, they're not respecting you.
agencies-
They're not
Yeah.
respecting the
yeah,
agencies.
That's a big red
Well, they're
flag.
laughing.
Well, they're all kind of like, everyone like, I think there's like, it's just set by the standard of the culture of the agency.
Right.
If it is to be like that
Yeah.
with clients, or it's to be like, no, our clients are everything. They're paying our, like, we're all mates. Like that. It really stems
Exactly,
from
yeah.
the culture of the agency. So I think
You really need to be a partnership. But
partnership
also, I think
relationship.
if you can get into a situation where you can read the mind of the business owner or the CEO, then I think that's a good position to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't, like,
Yeah.
you know, you got sometimes juniors on calls that are like speaking to senior leadership and then, you know, they probably don't know how to read those minds and they'll overspeak on the call. And like, I think which is so fine, but it's just like, it's having that right banter of like, you've got to find the right people on those agency pitches. So I've had someone say, I really want to make sure that these people you need to have all the staff that are on the account in the meeting with us. You can already tell when some agencies don't bring any of those staff in on purpose. If they bring more of the team, like we have on our slide deck, I've tried to like, not saying it's great, but try to like show some of our weird personalities on our deck to be like, these are things Ellie likes AC/DC or like we do this stuff.
Yeah, which is
like,
nice. I like, because you need to have some personality because that's what the relationship is based on, isn't it? Like sales is such, it's just about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like who do you get on with the most?
Literally.
And I think that's
Yeah,
important.
I was talking to someone before saying, the relationship was awesome, this agency that he just got on. And he was like, but they're all just really slow and they won't reply to me now. And like we all ran all these ads and they were going to the wrong landing page. Like, and we spent all this money to the wrong landing page. That can happen a lot. But like, so it all starts positive. It's like a relationship. And after a month, you really get to see if people are replying to you within 24 hours. Every client wants a response straight away.
But that's why referrals are important. But if
you just can't be complacent.
But I think if you develop a good relationship with that agency, they will always be sustainably quick.
Yeah.
Is that
but they also want to work with you, right? Like we want to work the most on our clients that are like kind to us and like, you know, we love hanging out with and going for drinks with.
Yeah.
We sometimes do too many hours without the ones that are like that with us. But like the ones that make you feel like, you know, that like the clients are like, just get the work done. We don't care about your opinion. That's just like, no one wants to feel like that in any place.
So that's the thing. It's not, you know, all your accounts, they're not necessarily being run just by AI. Humans power that. So you want to, if you make someone feel good, so if the relationship is good, naturally the agency are probably going to want to do more. I think that's a natural thing. I think that happens in recruitment as well. Yeah. You know, if you have a good relationship with your client, you are going to most likely do a hell of a lot more for them. Yeah. So, and people forget that. You know, they forget that actually if I really want some good results, I'm going to have to put in a bit of work here as well.
I think people just need to break that barrier. Break the barrier. When I went from client side agency side, I was like, I just want to be mates with my agencies. I know they'll get the work done quickly, and they did.
Definitely.
But anyway, so I feel like there's a bad stigma. So
I think you said this on a previous episode. You've got to spend time, put the time in to nurture.
Then they'll do all the work for you. It's like building a team.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then you can just get some agencies where they just, you know what, they've actually just got attitude, and that's not okay. And
that's not okay.
I've seen it before, and you're like, that's so weird. But anyway, I don't want to sound so negative on that. So before we wrap up, because the girls are saying wrap up.
I love it. I actually have a really quick question. With your agency, if you're, what's the kind of period, like a cooling off period? So say if you get into an agency, the 1 month is going good and then it goes bad. Do you have like a get out clause, or is that the 3 months?
The notice period. Some people say from the start it's 3 months that you can then give notice and then another 3 months. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I mean, I think that's a bit cheeky. I think you can just like, there's some that just, you have to really check your contracts. People rush them, and I'm always checking contracts because I'm like, it's important to make sure you can get out. And then also what I was going to say about some of the red flags, because there's quite a few different ones. So I think at the moment what people need to probably look at more is like the boutique side versus the like big agency side. Is your business looking to in-house in future, which most businesses are now. Like everyone's talking to us, like we can tell that we're being looked at if we are a cheaper cost as a staff member. Like that's pretty much what private equity firms and stuff want, is that is agency saving us money.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just looking at cutting agencies. But then you do, and then the team die, and then you hire new people and all that stuff. So really it's like, look at a boutique one. Are you wanting just big brands? Sure. Like, but if you want someone at pace, you're not going to get that with huge, big, like other groups.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for a boutique, which is why a lot of there's new boutique agencies coming in, obviously, aka what we do. But we've turned into more of an in-house like boutique agency where we come in, our teams work with the brands as if we're on your teams in your Slack. And we're not going to grow into this huge, enormous Universal McCann agency. We're going to be a part of growing brands, and that's a boutique model,
and people like
which
that
seems
now.
a lot of people are wanting at the moment,
Yeah.
but that hasn't shifted enough yet. Like every CMO still wants to go through this big pitch process, and you get there, and the budget's like they can't afford it
Yeah.
anyway. So they actually just want a boutique one, or they go down that route and then they just end up hiring freelancers internally. Like we're seeing that everywhere. People are just hiring freelancers internally.
After going with the big agency.
Yeah, after
aren't
going,
doing
actually, let's
things
just
quick
do this
enough.
in-house. And like, so I think, the difference between boutique and is like the bigger ones are not as, I think, as frequent to get the work at the moment.
Okay.
And these boutique worlds are being a lot more like grittier and faster,
That makes sense.
So I think
We
that's
like
dependent on the
boutique
brief.
agencies.
I think knowing
Yeah.
the budget up front and being honest with your agency about the budget when you pitch,
Yes.
because then you just cut all the bullshit out. Everyone knows what the budget is. Like,
Agreed.
this is the range we're looking at. People won't do it yet. They're still like a bit conservative. And then some are just like, I'm like, great. Because we would just say yes or no. If it's too small, we're like, it's better to go. I just say, these are some great freelancers you should go down, or hire this person. Or I say, speak to whatever you guys about hiring. And then sometimes that's the best approach. Like just being transparent straight away versus like this whole like guessing game with a brief and, like.
that's very
I
good
think when you get
advice.
like top level brief, but you don't have any depth to it, so you don't even know how to angle the pitch or the presentation that you're doing.
Oh yeah, you need a good thorough brief. Be thorough.
But sometimes when a client's holding like certain information back, so you're not going to 100% nail it. Or
But I've gotten in trouble
they
from a
shouldn't do
brand.
that.
Like when I was client side, they were like, you're not allowed to tell the budget.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, we're going to have to do this dance for like literally the whole pitch
Yeah.
process.
You just can't
And
do
then they're
that,
like, this is what we
though.
thought the budget was. Did you tell us the budget? And I'm like, oh, just give them the budget.
Just give the budget, because let's not do that dance.
Or give a range or something.
Especially with digital agencies, they're going to you have a budget of 10 grand and then they're giving you a £1 million budget pitch.
Yeah.
No, don't waste everyone's time.
I
Give
know.
the
Just give a
budget.
range or something. It will help.
Yeah, give the percentages.
Yeah.
If we're talking about recruitment agencies, be honest with how much you have to spend. But
and pay your agencies
On time.
please do.
on time.
Just that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't be a beep client as well.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Exactly.
Goes
Okay, so
both
wrapping
ways.
this up, how to
Yeah.
choose the right agency in 2026. Done.
Done.
Cool.
Thanks for follow.